So it's a Friday in the middle of the summer, and you know what that means, that there is another UFO files dump. Seem to do them at the weirdest times. The Trump administration released the 5th batch of UFO files as part of its push for greater transparency. In one video from CENTCOM, a military aircraft captured an object zooming across the screen in the Middle East. This is from 2025. You can see it right there. There's another video taken on a thermal camera. This one's in the western U.S. It shows two so-called black hot UFOs moving slowly over a mountain. You can kind of see there they look like little specks. A witness said the objects appeared to be traveling together before disappearing from view. And then there's this video from the Northeast in 2022. It shows what an eyewitness called two bright red luminous light sources hovering about 2,500 feet in the air. Looks like they're pretty close together too. These videos are cool. They're cool to see, but are we actually any closer to knowing what these UFOs actually are? Joining me now is Marik von Rennenkampff, who served at the Department of State and Defense. He is also a contributor at The Hill. It's nice to see you, Marik. Was there anything in this batch that especially stood out to you, or are these videos that you've seen before? What's sort of the headline here?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Brian. I think the takeaway here is that we received the first reports, FBI witness interviews, and digital recreations of these mysterious black triangles that have been observed over the decades. And the former acting director of the Pentagon's UFO analysis office has said that these black triangles are one of two morphologies, the other being these fiery orbs or spheres that have also been reported for decades that have perplexed the Pentagon. And the bottom line from my perspective is that this tranche just reinforces that there is a lot of truly bizarre and on its face anomalous activity in our skies that is just incredibly difficult to explain away. If you actually look through the reports, these are pilots in many cases, they are service members who have decades of experience, and they're reporting things that they simply cannot explain. And the FBI, again, is putting quite a bit of resources into investigating these sightings.
What about the triangles that we see in these new videos? Do we have any idea what they are? And it seems like with a lot of these UFOs, a lot of them are triangles from the videos that I've seen.
Yeah, it is. It's a perplexing morphology. Again, what consistently has been reported is again large triangles. With the image we just saw on screen, two pilots in Afghanistan observed a triangle that they described as being 500 feet across in size and perfectly silent as it flew over them. Again, in Afghanistan at Bagram Air Force Base. So the silence, these bizarre kind of large sizes, these maneuvers. Completely perplexing, frankly. And I would just quickly plug a phenomenal book by a UFO researcher by the name of David Marler, specifically about black triangles that addresses this morphology. And the mystery is just, it goes much deeper than just kind of this superficial discussion that we're having about this particular morphology.
This latest batch once again features reports from military pilots who say that they encountered UFOs. There's one from 2024. There's this pilot who said that he began seeing strange lights in the sky in the middle of the night that would dim before getting brighter and then fading out. Do you think that these military pilots are coming forward more now about their experiences, since it's kind of like not as taboo anymore? At least it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, I'd hope so. I think this has been formalized, and I think to put a fine point on this, the government now requires people to report anomalous sightings, and that's Congress at work. Congress forced the issue because pilots were coming to them. Congress demanded that the Pentagon establish an office studying this. So it's now formalized. And just yesterday, the day before, huge cover issue of Time magazine says basically, there's a compelling case here for extraterrestrial intelligence. This is becoming normalized. The stigma is reducing, and yes, I think that feeds into the reporting that we're seeing. And again, this is just like incredibly perplexing stuff that we're seeing here.
Yeah, and you don't hear people making fun of it or like the skits the way you used to, or the cartoons. There's one document where a witness describes what is known as missing time or time dilation. He describes that as he's witnessing the UFO, that the time on his watch is different than the time on his iPhone, and that the watch somehow jumped ahead 25 minutes. Is this something that we've heard about before?
You know, in fragmentary kind of reporting, yes, over the years it has popped up, but this is, to my knowledge, and this happened earlier this year, so this is basically happening live almost, right? This happened in 2026. Truly perplexing, yes, and you know, there are two witnesses to this particular incident. And they both say, you know, this is bizarre. This guy would have never, you know, had his watch 25 minutes ahead or behind. He was a military guy, he squared away, I think is the exact verbiage that's used. So it is genuinely perplexing, and I believe that series of incidents, that specific series of incidents, may have occurred at White Sands Missile Range, which has seen really an extraordinary amount throughout the years, but also more recently of really bizarre anomalous activity, which also happens to be where the first atomic bomb was detonated at the Trinity site in 1945.
Interesting. Do you think that there's more videos to come? And why sort of the drip and drab here? Like, they seem like, again, it's kind of a random Friday. Are we going to see more of these releases? And why don't they just put it all out there in one big swoop?
You're asking a good question. From my understanding, this is a multi-agency and interagency process. This release alone had FBI documents, Department of War, Defense, Pentagon documents, State Department, CIA documents. So I think it takes a little bit of time just to comb through it. And I think if there's some truly perplexing, highly anomalous, crystal clear footage, that I think that probably requires a little more deliberation before we just throw that, or before the government just throws that out there with any kind of supporting data. And I'll just add quickly, there's another element to this, and separate from this release, a week ago, the Trump administration put out an announcement to the intelligence community, all the 18 component agencies, the CIA, DI, and so on, and it basically waives non-disclosure agreements for anybody, any contractor, any government employee who may have knowledge of secret UFO programs. And this is a nod to those long-standing allegations that UFOs have been secretly retrieved and are being reverse engineered, and that has not been reported to Congress, allegedly. So this is another kind of side of the coin. Yes, there's really perplexing stuff in our skies, but the Trump administration is also really taking seriously these long-standing allegations.
Interesting. Well, we'll see what comes next. There's always some twist and surprise with this UFO stuff. Appreciate you, Mark. Have a good weekend.
Thanks so much. You too.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.